Today we are going to conduct the IGBT characteristics. For IGBT, we need to conduct the experiment to draw the transfer characteristics as well as the output characteristics. So this is a circuit diagram for carrying out the experiment. As you can see that there is a voltage source here to drive the current through the load RA, and obviously we are driving the current through the load RA through this IGBT. So the current flow is from the collector to emitter of the IGBT. And to measure the current through the load and the IGBT, we have connected one ammeter of 2 amps rating, and there is a voltage measurement with this voltmeter, which is connected across the collector to emitter of the IGBT of 200 volts rating. And as far as the gate to emitter is concerned, we have one more power supply of same rating like the main power circuit, and we are calling it as V2. This also of 0 to 30 volts regulated power supply, and we have a voltmeter across the gate to emitter of rating 0 to 20 volts. This is a circuit diagram that we have to rig up to conduct the experiment to draw the transfer characteristics and the output characteristics of the IGBT. This is a procedure. First, we need to connect the circuit as shown in the previous diagram, and initially we need to keep both the V1 and V2 to a minimum that is dictated by our setup in the lab. And as far as the power supply for the main load is concerned, we need to keep initially say 10 volts, and we need to vary the gate to emitter voltage, which is indicated by VGE, and note down the collector current for every 0.5 volts increment in the gate to emitter voltage, and accordingly enter the readings in the tabular column shown here. So in the first column of this table, the gate to emitter voltage which is varying is has to be noted down, and in the second column the current through the switch. The switch in this case is the IGBT, that is the collector current has to be entered in the second column. The minimum gate voltage VGE which is required for conduction to start is called threshold voltage, VGE threshold. Suppose if the gate to emitter voltage is less than the threshold voltage, you can expect a very small current through the collector, that is called the leakage current. If VGE is greater than the threshold voltage, then the collector current purely depends upon the amount of voltage that you have given across the collector to emitter, that is the supply voltage, and also the resistance that you have connected through the circuit. So similarly, if you go on varying the gate to emitter voltage, the observation of increase in the collector current has to be noted down. The same has to be repeated for a different value of the supply voltage. It has been mentioned here, VCU2. So VCU1 and VCE2. The similar procedure has to be repeated. So the plot of the collector current versus the gate to emitter voltage is called the transfer characteristics, indicated by this particular ideal graph. As you can see that initially, even if the gate to emitter voltage is varied, you can see that there is no much change in the collector current, or almost closer to the x-axis, that is the leakage current. But as you increase above this gate to emitter threshold voltage, you can see that the current starts increasing, and as you further increase the gate to emitter voltage, the collector current increases correspondingly depending upon the gate to emitter voltage. But after a particular point of time, you can see that the voltage across the gate to emitter voltage will be clamped to a particular value, which is called the gate to emitter voltage on. So once you reach that particular value, even if you increase the gate to emitter supply voltage, thereafter you can see only change in the collector current not any change across the gate to emitter voltage, in spite of few vary in the supply voltage across the gate to emitter. The same thing is, you can see the same kind of characteristics even for a different value of supply voltage across the collector to emitter. One more observation is that if you increase the collector to emitter voltage, you can see that the IGBT will conduct at a lower value of gate to emitter threshold voltage. These two are the observations that you have to make in the graphs. The next is the collector characteristics or output characteristics. For that, you need to put the gate to emitter voltage equal to phi. The value of phi is obtained from the previous experiment. Once you know the threshold voltage, you should adjust this voltage in such a way that it is little bit more than the threshold voltage that you got in the earlier experiment when you were conducting transfer characteristics. Now, slowly vary V1. That means you are going to vary the supply voltage across the collector to emitter, and you are noting down the collector current for every value of the supply voltage. But the actual observation is not the supply voltage, but the voltage across the collector to emitter. So this has to be repeated for a particular value of gate to emitter voltage. And the observation is that as you go on increasing the collector to emitter voltage, the collector current also increases. But ideally, we are expecting the collector to voltage to be zero. But a non-ideal device will not give you a zero voltage across the switch when it is on. It will give you a very small voltage closer to zero. And as you increase the supply voltage, the current through the switch will be according to the Kirchhoff's voltage law, which depends upon the circuit resistance. And the observation is that once you reach a particular point, after that particular point, even if you increase the supply voltage, you will expect only the voltage to be integrated on the device, and that will not result in increasing current. That means the current starts saturating. It will not have any increase in its value. The only thing is, every time you change supply voltage, you will see only change in the voltage across the switch. So this experiment has to be repeated for a different value of gate to emitter voltage, and the plot of collector current versus the collector to emitter voltage is called the output characteristics of the IGBT, which is shown in this particular slide. You can see that this is initially, this particular line indicates that we are operating the IGBT in the linear region where the collector current is increasing linearly with respect to the collector to emitter supply voltage based on the amount of resistance that you have put. Ideally, the characteristics should have been overlapping on this particular y-axis, but non-ideally, there will be small difference as you increase the current from 0 to a value declared by the gate to emitter voltage. You will see a small change in gate to collector to emitter voltage. But after this turning point, you see that if you increase supply voltage, the voltage across the IGBT also goes on increasing, but the collector current remains constant. And one more observation is that as you increase the gate to emitter voltage, the transition at which these points comes into picture happens at a higher value of collector current.
Okay. So we are going to conduct the experiment on IGBT. That is the transfer characteristic and the output characteristics of IGBT. Here you can see this is a setup for IGBT, and this is the meter unit. Here you can see that there is 2 voltmeters, one ammeter is there, and here you can see there is one power supply which is going to power the gate and emitter of the IGBT, whereas one power supply is there which is going to drive the current through the resistor and through the switch. The switch in this case is IGBT. So this power supply is driving the current through this resistance and through the IGBT, and you can see there is an ammeter present to measure the voltage through the IGBT and the load. Here this is the voltmeter used to measure the voltage across the gate to emitter, and this is the voltmeter to measure the voltage across the collector to emitter of the IGBT. Initially, we are going to conduct the transfer characteristics. The transfer characteristics is the plot of the collector current versus the voltage between gate to source. For that, initially the gate to emitter voltage is kept in off condition, and this one, the toggle switch, I am going to turn it on, and I am going to vary the potentiometer, and you can observe the voltage across the IGBT. It is varying. At present, the IGBT is in off state because this particular switch is in off condition. Now I am going to vary the potentiometer so that the voltage across the IGBT is around 12.4 volts. And you can see the current through the IGBT and load is 0 because the IGBT is in off state. Now I am going to turn on this gate to emitter voltage, which is indicated by the voltage 1.9 between gate to emitter. I can see that still the current through the IGBT is 0. Now I am going to vary the voltage between gate to emitter. Now it is 2.5 volts. I am increasing. You can see that still the current is 0 and the voltage across the IGBT is still. Now you can see that there is a fall in the voltage across the IGBT as I am increasing the voltage between gate to emitter, and the current has started appearing. I will further increase the voltage between gate to collector. You can see that the voltage across the IGBT is falling, indicated by the voltmeter at the top, and the current through the IGBT is increasing, indicated by the ammeter at the bottom. Now further increasing, you can see that the voltage has become 1.1 volts across the IGBT. So I am increasing the gate to emitter voltage. You can see that as I am increasing the gate to emitter voltage, the voltage across the IGBT is remaining same, which means there is no change in the voltage across the IGBT, whereas there is a change in the current as far as the current to the IGBT is concerned. So the plot of the collector current versus the gate to emitter voltage is what is the transfer characteristics. Now we will move on to the output characteristics. For that, first we need to drive the IGBT into on state by giving minimum cutoff voltage that is specified in the data sheet, and then we have to vary the supply voltage, and we have to observe that the current varies in proportion to the applied voltage till a particular region. Let us see. For that, I am going to switch off this one. Here the supply voltage is 12, and I am going to minimize the voltage across the gate to emitter. I am going to give the supply voltage, and you can observe that I am making this go to conducting mode by changing the voltage to 5 point, I am giving it 6 volts. So the voltage across the IGBT is 1.3 with the gate to emitter voltage 6, and you can see the current is 137 milliamps. Now I am changing the supply voltage. You can see that there is a rise in current. At the same time, there is some marginal rise in voltage across the IGBT. Afterwards, you can observe that even if I am increasing the supply voltage, the current through the IGBT is remaining constant, indicating that it has gone to saturation load. See, I have almost reached the end of the power supply limitations, and you can see that the voltage has gone drastically upwards, whereas there is a very small increase in the current through the IGBT, indicating that it has got to the saturation mode. You have to take the readings of the current through the IGBT versus the voltage across the IGBT to draw the output characteristics of this particular device.
After conducting the experiment on the IGBT, both for transfer characteristics and as well as for the output characteristics, here are the readings. As mentioned in the instructions for carrying out the experiment, the tabular column is reflecting the same kind of procedure. Here you can see that the readings are noted for various values of gate to emitter voltage, and the collector current is noted. Here you can see that initially the current will be 0 or very closer to 0. That is what mentioned in the previous instructions, which means that a leakage current is flowing through the IGBT when the voltage across the gate to emitter voltage is less than the threshold voltage. Once the voltage across the gate to emitter voltage crosses the threshold voltage, you can see that the current starts increasing and reaches a value dictated by the voltage across the collector to emitter voltage, the resistance in the main circuit, and also the amount of voltage that you give between the gate to emitter voltage. As you go on increasing the gate to emitter voltage, you can also observe that there is a sharp increase in the collector current. The same kind of readings, it is observed even for a different set of experiment, where the collector to emitter voltage is maintained at 11 volts. So this is called the transfer characteristics, and the next is the output or the collector characteristics, where the gate to emitter voltage is kept constant at 5 volts initially and later increased to 5.5 volts. You can see that as this supply voltage is increased right from 0, we will expect the current go on increasing according to the Kirchhoff's voltage law, and then it reaches a saturation value. Even if you increase supply voltage also, the collector current reaches a saturation value. Here also you can observe that the current has reached a saturation value. After that, there is only a sharp increase in the voltage across the IGBT, but not the increase in the collector current. Similarly, here also for a lower value of gate to emitter voltage, you can see that the voltage increasing, but the current has remained constant. Here it is lower value because the gate to emitter voltage is lower than in this case. Here the voltage is little bit 0.5 volts higher than the first experiment. That's why you can expect here that the saturation value of the current is more than the previous. So the plot of the collector current versus the collector to emitter voltage is called the output characteristics, whereas in the previous case the plot of collector current versus the gate to emitter voltage is called the transfer